Oh. Mm. Sorry, darling. Had to admire real quick. Wow, what a shape up will do to you. Hmm. What's good? What it be and what it do? You know, it's your favorite, El Brojo del Bloque, and today we are going to be talking about a really interesting book because truly, I think this should be on every witch's bookshelf. After exercising a few of the spells within the book, I decided it was finally time, giving it, a couple of days and weeks to manifest, to finally give it, a thorough review. So I bring to you guys and present you guys with Voodoo and Hoodoo by Jim Haskins. Now, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I was thoroughly impressed. I was just like, wow, this is a gem among dust. It's very hard to get you a nice little, accurate book these days. Because it's no shade, but it's really hard these days to find you a nice little book, that really get into the nitty gritty, the good and the bad. I was just really impressed with the way that this book executed said information. To keep it cute and short, I offer this book a thorough rating of a very strong and solid 8. Here's a few key things that I really went for when rating this book. Number 1, the history is accurate. Oh, wow. Strong. Number 2, the author played it entirely safe, and they also referenced the work of other spiritual groups and people, and they also said where they got their information from. So crediting who and where you got your information from is also something that is so beautiful to me that I really don't see a lot of authors in ATR spiritualities do. It's kind of like they write it and they pretend that they were the ones that came up with it. So I found it very impressive that the author really incorporated knowledge from different groups, different books, and different people, and blended it together to write this amazing book. The only thing that I really did not agree with the book was really just the terms or the words used, such as voodoo and hoodoo, because Voodoo is really a religious practice, and Hoodoo, which is a lot of the majority of the book, is also something that is a spiritual practice. It's not a religious practice, and it's not a religion. So blending and mixing Voodoo and Hoodoo in one book really does sort of diminish the sacredness of the religion of Voodoo, which is something that I really wish that many authors would stop doing. Only because I noticed that when a lot of people talk about Hoodoo and they incorporate the names of certain Loa or they incorporate the names of certain Orishas within a book dedicated to Hoodoo, girl, you better stay up there, child. I noticed that there is a misconception about what voodoo is as a religion, and it sort of removes its sacredness, and it seems like it also has a focus on witchcraft, which voodoo as a religion does not. Voodoo as a religion, and I've countlessly said this before, it is a religion based on healing and a communication with God through nature, among many beautiful things that voodoo offers as a religion. So that's really the only thing that really kind of killed, a high rating for this book, but it still deserves its 8 simply because it offers, an immense amount of knowledge, but some of its knowledge is also a bit dangerous, which I personally felt shouldn't be in the book. For example, there are some spells that really work with some petros that I felt really shouldn't be accessible to just anybody. Also, just the fact that some petro loa shouldn't be worked with by just anybody. So again, there's some information within the book that I really felt shouldn't be in the public domain. It shouldn't be public knowledge. There is also some information within the book that I also felt was dangerous, falling into the wrong hands. Excuse me, I'm not gonna misgender Jim, so I am going to just simply refer to them as they, them. back to the video. They offer a lot of, historical points of view, but none of it is biased, as well as they incorporate a piece of history on their own point of view and their own history and what they have been through, when they were children or when they were young, which I found was really personal, and it definitely gave me a better understanding of who the author was when reading the rest of the book's content, which I felt was pretty neat. It wasn't needed, but it was appreciated on my behalf just to hear a little bit about who the author is before they, talk about the history and they start talking about practices, that, like Hoodoo, which really originated and came to life by African Americans in America. Something else that I also appreciated by the author is they incorporated a lot of healing work within the book. I don't want to give details simply because I do want everyone to have a chance to read the book and see for themselves what it has to offer. The only downfall about this book is that I really didn't see this in Barnes & Noble. I've never seen this in any other occult bookstores. I found it in New York. I haven't seen this anywhere else or even online. So it really is just, a really good book. And if you can find it, I do recommend it. There are spells within the book that are to do good and some spells that are to do really messed up things. There's even some helpful information on how to cure alcoholism. There's some helpful information on, how to cure certain addictions. There's some, helpful information on pretty much finding lost things and even to attract luck and love. One thing that I also found unique and why I really appreciated the book is that there is a chapter dedicated to matters of the law. For those of you that haven't been paying attention, if you haven't been paying attention about why we would need spells regarding the law, then I don't know what to tell you. In a country where there is just a lot of injustices, just being paid off to be ignored, and there's a lot of injustice that isn't being held accountable, it was just beautiful to finally find a Hoodoo book that deals with matters of the law, to bring justice to injustices and things of that nature. So I really just give this book a very high rating for that. But again, the book definitely is not something that I think should be in everyone's hands. The book is dangerous, and I say that because there are even certain spells within the book to, just somebody. So I leave you guys with that. The author does have a disclaimer that, you're pretty much on your own when you do that. Information within the book is not entirely theirs, and they have gathered it from other sources. So that's mainly why I say, that the author definitely played it safe. So my review, I hope, was thorough and helped you guys understand that this is actually a great addition to anyone who has an occult library. Unfortunately, like I said, I haven't found this online, but if you guys have luck finding it, I definitely recommend that you get it. But again, be mindful that the information and the content within it is very sensitive and very, very powerful. So just be careful, okay? But here's another, or close up actually. Oh yeah, the price is right there. I got it for $16.95 plus tax, but it's worth a lot more. And with the information, again, I don't recommend that it falls into just anybody's hands. So, well, yeah, this is the beauty of the book by Jim Haskins. By the way, some of the imagery on here, these are Loa Vives that I've noticed are in Haiti, and some are West African. So, yeah. Hope you enjoyed this book review, and we'll be seeing each other soon. Esse progresso.